everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chill Adventures. The seasons have changed, and we have a different kind of a vlog for you today. I'm gonna clean off the windows here in the car, get her started up like a charm. I'll be right back with you guys. Oh, it's fluffy. No scraping today. Time is a hard time here in the region of the Great Lakes. I got 2.5 pairs of pants on, 3 shirts. Well, 3 shirts now, and about to be a winter coat over this. We just had a big-ish snowstorm. It wasn't big in inches of snow, but it was wet and heavy. Some branches came down at the golf course and knocked out the power. Not only did it just knock out the power, but there's a huge transformer on a pole really close to where I park the vans at the course, like on the property. And it blew that transformer. So there was a couple flashes of blue lights. Thankfully, both of my bosses are amazing, and Carla. And they got it fixed. So I'm headed to the course right now. What I thought we could do, show you the other van that's there, because I've got to make sure that 1, the power is on, and 2, no branches crushed that van. Yesterday I filmed a vlog where I surfed the 7 all day. You've seen it. The previous vlog I surfed the 8.0 and the 8.10 just to see what one board leaving here for the rest of the year, which might not be too long. I digress. We can do a van life vlog on both vans. See the course right now, because tomorrow into Saturday, possibly even Sunday, it's going to be a legitimate blizzard, almost dangerous. Also, there's going to be 12-foot waves at 11 seconds directly out of the west. Normally that would mean bird queef. I don't know if I'm going to brave the weather and the waves. Thirdly, this storm might freeze us out. With the amount of snow, the cold, and the wind blowing right on shore, this is the prime conditions for shelf ice to form overnight. Last year it was about 48 hours, and some of the beaches were frozen out. Uncle Billy Bay, unfortunately, with the big sand pile that they dredged there this summer, there's a huge wall of sand right where the water meets the beach. That's gonna really amplify the shelf ice arrival time. Anyways, we're gonna head to the course. No riffraff. See you when we get there.
How do you do it? How do you count on your fingers? Or how would you count on your fingers 1 to 10? Outside, inside, left hand first, right hand first, little fingers, thumbs first, index fingers first. Dude, the whole counting the segments to your finger though, blown my mind.
They cut a lot of branches. That thing is the thing that exploded, but over there is where the branches was touching. That was completely unnecessary, by the way. Yeah! Yeah! This is one of the 2 spray rigs, and obviously it sprays liquid. So if it's 15 degrees in here, that runs a risk of not being good. Plus, everything in here is something that should be on the warmer side. It's just better for the equipment. So that's the most important thing, is that stuff is good and well. Now, let's go look at the van. This van is what I like to refer to as the living van. The van for which I live in. You know how everybody says you live in a van down by the river? Well, check it out. It's a river. More like a creek, possibly a stream, if you will. Anyways, this right here is a 2004 Ford E350. It was bought thanks to my boss when the other van, a 2001 Chevy Express 3500, died. Short-term died. I thought it was dead for good, let's be honest. They are both rusty, however they are trusty. Welcome to where the magic happens. So to start with, right here, we have an almost queen size bed. A little bit shorter and a little bit thinner, but this whole top does lift up. I would do it, but you know how that goes. But I will show you underneath. It's got my summer work clothes and enough room for an 8-foot surfboard and some clothes. I got some Doc Martens right there. I got some Uggs right there. Then of course, I got a wooden shoe right there. The bed is I think it's 7 inches memory foam, but it's a 3 and a 4, or possibly a 3 and a 5, which would equal 8. I know. There is a lot to be done here. I have found on Amazon some cabinets with an open face that I think will fit between the bed and there. I also have, this is for the food, cooktop, some random stuff. Again, I live in this one. So this is the one that, doesn't have much functionality, as it were. And since I get to be here at the course very graciously, I don't necessarily use the cooktop too much. I also have like a propane cooktop, smaller one to boil water, if I wanted to go that route. So what I did differently in this van is I didn't insulate the ceiling because it's got the ceiling liner on it still. I don't know why I thought that it would be the best idea to keep it, but I'm going to end up insulating the ceiling. I also didn't insulate the floor, but we do have some hardwood floors all the way through to the back. I made the bed frame as well. We have this lifeline right here, and you got it was actually 40 degrees in here. Wow. I can't believe it stayed so warm in here for it to be 40 degrees. That's crazy. But anyways, so when I need the warmth, normally I'll just have one of these on when I'm here. But if it's really cold when I'm here, I'll have them both on. But yeah, so this thing didn't have heat in it for at least 24 hours. And it was still 40 degrees in here. So that is key. Obviously, the snow is a very good insulator. Anyways, I'm going to shut this one down, and I'll see you in the other van. So, welcome to the travel van. Formerly and, well, always Bear's van. So the front of this van is just going to be the front. You got junk bin, cooler, a box for Tori, clothes, random stuff. It's always changing. It's basically like the front of anybody's car. It's probably cleaner than yours, let's be honest. Sort of, kind of in the back, we start with a pair of snow boots and flip-flops because we are in Michigan. Of course, I got a bunch of dirty towels there because that's the life we live. This side door right here is broken, so we got a bungee from the roof thingy to this thing holding the door shut. It works up to 80 miles an hour, even more. Never had a problem. Knock on wood. The travel van. This is where we all go. I'm sure you've seen, I've had up to 3 boards in here. The 810 on the passenger side here. That has now been taken the place by the 80. I know in my video yesterday, well, it was yesterday, I don't know when you guys saw it compared to this video, but I asked you what you thought. Should I leave the 80 in the car or should I leave the 7? I chose the 8. However, I did put it in this bag. This is the most fragile board. It's got the most small dings. And even though I have these holders that this thing sits on really nicely padded, it was still getting a little bit too beat up for my liking. So I got the board bag. It is in here. This is the country board. So yeah, it's 80. I just figure it's the board with the most usability. It's got enough rocker where I could surf it on the inside steep ones, but it's also long enough where I could take it out back and have enough volume to get into the big ones. So yeah, this is where the board's gonna sit. Once Tori comes out, I'll put another one of these holders. I have 4 of these to put up 2 more boards. So my plan is to build another bed here, like across this way, but leave enough room where I can put the 7 behind it and then be able to fold it from a bed to a chair. And these are just like random van life essentials. You got wet wipes, you got some drill bits, and these hooks are ridiculously useful, almost as useful as Velcro, some would say more. I've got a van life essential with the stool, a couple extra pieces of foam for the surfboards. Under here is my inflatable mattress. It's a twin, and it will fit right through here. So if I wanted a van life, I would need to get one of those propane heaters because this thing, well, no, I guess I could run the car heater. Anyways, the bed will fit in here if I want to do some van life stuff. And then, of course, you got the van life toilet. Some bags in there. Emergencies only. 1 set of wetsuits. My good stuff is drying off right now. You got a random skateboard. Surf stuff, tools, gym bag. It's not a lot, but boy oh boy, is this functional. Even when Bear was in here, this is a great setup. I had plenty of room in the winter. Once the things are moved out, it's so spacious. The Ford, however, that bed is so long and wide, it takes up almost the entirety of the back. So if I had that to do over again, probably would make that a different size. And who knows, I still might. Real quick, I did want to show you, this is almost how much I can stand up. I mean, this is how much I can stand up in here. On this van, the walls are insulated like 2.5 inches. I have 2 inches on the floor and I have 1 inch on the ceiling. If you're gonna van life anywhere where it's cold, insulating the ceiling and the floors is key. You gotta insulate all 4 walls. Also, I insulated all 4 of these doors as well. That van, again, I told you it stayed to 40 degrees over the past couple days, but it didn't get below 20. That's a big key. The second it gets below 20, it's in the teens or less. This becomes a pop can, and the ground radiates cold right through the freaking floor. And that's why I have those 2 short heaters. If your heater is up here, it's only gonna heat the top part, so your forehead will be nice and warm, but that's about it. You got to have a a heater. That's why diesel heaters are great, because they're right on the floor. But those two electric heaters, they're so they're not very powerful. But the fact that they're low to the ground, they will heat from the bottom up. Obviously, heat rises, so it layers the heat until it's nice and warm all the way up. But yeah, so this isn't bad. I'm 5'9", so that's not bad to be able to stand up in here with a cocoon of insulation. And again, this one, it stays so much warmer. Just like I said, I think the ceiling is the biggest thing. You could probably get away with a couple big thick rugs and just flooring it with some rugs or whatever. But man, I tell you what, insulate the walls, the ceiling, the doors, the windows if you got them. Windows will let in so much coldness, let out the coolness in the summer. Anyways, I'm gonna cover those windows real quick. Be right back. Look, it's only been like 30 minutes and that's already starting to melt. So I've had this door open a couple times. I haven't checked to see what the temperature is right now before I take off. 2 degrees in like a half an hour. This thing helps a ton. It knocks a bunch of heat back. Yeah. Look how epic it looks when it's not like a blizzard. All the snow-covered trees. The beautiful van life down, living a van down by the river, down by a beautiful river. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is really epic to be here. And I'm always checking for branches, and there's nothing up there just hanging, and nothing looks super unhealthy, but these are some big trees. I'll give you the wide view. Look at these, deer tracks. Friday, it's a hard east wind, massive east wind, but also on Friday we are getting a dangerous amount of snow in a short period of time into Saturday. My idea of Wisconsin on Saturday could be right. I'm not going, again, because I need to get to England in next month, in February. So I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here. That's not how you use that, but we're gonna stick with it. Everything in this video is for sale, from the vans to the surfboards, with the exception of the country board. That's not for sale. Everything else is for sale. I'll take $2,500 for the diesel. It leaks a little bit of oil, needs brakes, tires, and a windshield-ish. It runs and drives though right now. You need brakes and tires. Van, I'll take $3,000 because it's Bear's van. Take $3,000. The diesel has 280,000 miles. This one has 300,000 miles. Everything's good on this one.
Everything's good on this one. Good on this one.
Yesterday, I have filmed 2 vlogs since this one ended, and yesterday, on my way back from Birdqueef, this van died, and it died while I was moving. Thankfully, it died in the parking lot that I take to kind of get to my mom's apartment. So I was like in a shopping center and stuff, so that was good. So I just pulled into a Red Robin parking lot. And then it took about 20 minutes to get it restarted. But I did, obviously. And that was yesterday, I would say about 20 hours ago. It got scarily cold. Like in the negative almost 20s last night. Skies cleared off and everything. So what I think happened is yesterday I surfed at Bird Queef. You guys will see that vlog soon. And it was obviously whatever Bird Queef is going, the wind is pretty much always dead on shore and shockingly hard. Also, it was a really wet snow. So what I think happened was it got like packed into the radiator, and by the time I drove home with more lake effect snow and stuff hitting the grill on the front and everything, I feel like it just kind of wasn't getting enough air or froze. I don't know. It feels fine right now. It's driving fine. It's not doing anything weird. I got a lot of charge on the battery. The oil pressure seems fine. And when I was trying to start it, it was turning over. It was going in and it would almost fire. So I was like, man, maybe something's just frozen cold is what I would assume. What I'm going to do right now is go and get some gas, some fresh gas, even though I did this yesterday. Get some fresh gas and see if that helps. I'm on my way to the course only because it's the first clear day. It's not clear by any means. There's still little lake effect snow around. I'm gonna head to the golf course and just make sure that this van is running properly and it doesn't do anything weird. I know that the guys might start working today, so if it does hit the fan, at least somebody will be at my work between here and there. We've made it to Muskegon, and I was gonna go down and check on the other van, but with all of this snow, I just talked to my boss. There are, 3.5, 4 foot snow drifts just like there were last year. We'll drive by the entrance, but there's no way that I'm gonna be able to get down in there to check on the van, unfortunately. But we'll drive by and see. Also, I don't know what exactly happened yesterday with this van. There's no check engine lights on, no nothing. If it didn't freeze solid, if something didn't get caked with snow and ice to make it shut off, there's a possibility that I ran out of gas. And the only way that could have happened, because the gas gauge works, is if the float inside the tank that regulates the gauge either stuck to the side or something because of the cold. But I don't know. It's running fine now, so that's good. And it's Monday the 15th. I think I've already said that. In 1 week's time, it's going to be in the high 30s again. And then in about 10 days, we have temperatures in the 40s. So I'm not too worried about this situation right now. But it was frustrating, to say the least, and it was a little bit scary because the other van, whereas it runs, it doesn't have good brakes or tires. So in these conditions, icy road conditions, it's just not smart to even think about using that van, even though I did all last winter. And I drove that thing with no tires or brakes down to Indiana 3 times. 3 fucking times I drove that thing down to Indiana. Through shit like this. I don't know how or why, but I did. So, I have 2 surf vlogs that I filmed before this, but after I filmed the beginning part of this vlog. So, you'll have those to look forward to. Well, we just got home, and it's doing this thing again. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just got back to the apartment and I was trying to park the van. And yeah, I was like spinning the tires, so it was like going kind of crazy, and now it won't start again. So yeah, this is so bizarre. I don't know. This is so fucking ridiculous.